Farley was out of his mind even off camera, right?
Yeah, he was.
You joined Saturday Night Live. They send you to the Catskills to have some sort of bonding weekend for the new cast.
Yes, sir.
And Farley comes running in.
Naked
into your room.
Yes.
Farley comes right, and he had a tomato shoved up his ass.
He said, "Would you like to see my impression of a salad?" And he poured salad dressing all over his head and started shoving baby tomatoes up his ass.
Wow. And did you think this guy is the greatest, or did you think, what the fuck am I dealing with?
I thought it was the funniest thing I ever saw. And then he took me and he said, "I have to tell you a secret."
Yeah.
You know, and I was so like, I was saying, "Oh my God, the great Farley has to tell me a secret, you know,
right.
something about Saturday Night Live that I should know." And it was a big, big resort. And he finally found a room, you know, that was, and he, on purpose, looking back on now, he took all this time to finally find a room, and he locked the door, and he brought me in the corner, and he said, "This goes nowhere.
Okay.
You know, this is between you and I. Pat is a woman."
You see, I'm interested in that.
You know, I laughed so hard that he would do this for a stranger, you know, and that's why I love Farley so much, and he's so much different than all the rest of us, is that he would go down the street and just perform for everybody. And I'm telling you, everybody loved Chris Farley. The young, the old, the smart.
That's what they say.
The stupid, the people that liked him, the people that hated him.
Yeah.
You know, we had a guy come in and do a bad review on the show about how horrible it was and how horrible Farley was, and you know, he laughed everything Farley said. I wish so much, you know, he wanted to do this show, and I kept saying, you gotta do it, you know.
Yeah, I never met Chris Farley.
You know, Howard will love you. No, you know, he was one of those guys you couldn't understand, you know. He kept saying, if only I could be as funny as John Belushi. I said, you're way funnier than John Belushi. I don't even think John Belushi's funny. I think he's like a serious actor that was kind of like tortured. But when you see interviews with him, he wasn't a funny person,
right.
You know, and so you know, it always stuns me that a person can be so unaware. He's walking through life, and all he hears is laughter.
I know.
And for some reason,
that was the whole rap on Farley, who I didn't know, but every one of you guys who was friendly with him say that. It was just crazy. He was the funniest guy in the room, and he just never felt like he was worth anything.
Yeah.
And even with the success of those films, and you know, just felt like an unfunny guy.
But I do remember him telling me, you know, when he was a boy, you know, his father was like 600 pounds.
I didn't know that.
And I remember him telling me that as a boy he would walk with his father, and all he would hear was the talk, you know.
People goofing on the dad?
Yeah, behind him.
That was his sadness.
As a young boy. I don't think that ever left him.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, although sometimes I'd watch his physical humor, and he was getting big, like, I mean, really, he'd be turned beet red.
I remember one time, Chris, we were in the rehearsal, and, you know, it was a breakaway table, you know, and his thing was falling into the table. So I said, how the fuck do you fall without putting your hands out?
Yeah.
You know? So we all tried it, you know, and none of us could do it. If you fall forward, you're just automatically
you got to break your fall.
You got to break your fall, because that's survival, and he didn't have
that survival
instinct, which made him so funny. And of course, if you don't have a survival instinct, you're in trouble.
Do you think that's what his demon was? The whole issue with his dad and stuff, and he was sad, and that's what the drugs did for him.
Well, I mean, he may have had demons, but you know, I considered him an angel, because he would try to make everyone he encountered laugh. Also, when we went to the funeral, we were shocked that he had the second life in Madison, Wisconsin, where he went to soup kitchens, and you know, we were very strict Catholic, and his best friend was named Matt Foley, who was a priest, which he also named the character after, and so he had the second life of you know, where he lived
of service.
Service to God.